Hi and welcome everybody. In this tutorial video, I'm gonna talk to you about surfaces of the liver. Let me summarize it at the first. We have three surfaces for the liver. So the liver has three surfaces. The first one is diaphragmatic surface, and the second one visceral surface, and there is right lateral surface. Let me start with this one, diaphragmatic surface. From its name, it indicates that something related to the diaphragm. So this is the diaphragm, and we know that diaphragm covers the anterior surface because here's the diaphragm. It's like pulled up, so it covers partially the anterior surface, the superior surface, and the also posterior surface of the liver in the back. So the diaphragmatic surface is an area of the liver that's related to the diaphragm. That means the anterior part of the liver, the superior part of the liver that's under the diaphragm, and the posterior part of the liver, like 1, 2, 3, and so forth, right? Say like maybe until the space. So this is the diaphragmatic surface, anterior, superior, and posterior area, which is a convex area. Now, what about the visceral surface of the liver? It's the posterior inferior surface. If you look here, this is the posterior inferior surface of the liver, which is, it has look like impressions and fossa on something like grooves and fissures as well. So this surface is called visceral because it's against different viscera in the abdomen and abdominal organs. That's why it's called visceral surface, and it's inferiorly. It's like here, right? The inferior or inferior posterior surface. Now, this is that was the visceral surface. Now, what about the right lateral surface? Okay, this is the right side of the liver, and this is the lateral part of it. So this is the right lateral surface. Sometimes they call it the base of the liver because they look to the liver as a triangle, or it's like a triangular shape. So this is the base, and this is the apex on the left side of the liver. So let me iterate what I said about the diaphragmatic surface. So this is the anterior abdominal wall, and we know that the internal surface of abdominal wall is like lined by peritoneum, and the peritoneum lined also the diaphragm. This is the diaphragm, right? So the peritoneum lined the inferior surface of the diaphragm until this point that reflected back to cover the superior surface of the liver. Okay, this area is the anterior layer of coronary ligament. There is a video about that. You can watch it. So that means the liver has diaphragmatic surface. So this is the anterior part of it, this is the superior part, and this is the posterior part. So these are, these parts represent the diaphragmatic surface of the liver that's of course located until the under the diaphragm. If you look up, you will see that the diaphragm separates the liver from the lungs and from the pleura that covers it or line the thoracic cavity, right? And separates it from also the heart in the middle and the pericardium that covers it. Okay. Let me shift to the visceral surface now. You know, as we talk about visceral, as I mentioned in the previously, this is the visceral surface that's located against different organ, abdominal organs and structures, and it's completely covered by peritoneum, right? But if you look to the diaphragmatic surface, okay, this is the diaphragmatic surface of the liver. Okay, here is part again and again and again. Okay, so you would excuse me. So you would see that there is a part of it not covered by peritoneum. This is called, this area is called per area of liver. There's video about the per area of liver, like a kind of briefly about the per area. Yeah, I think it's better to watch it. Okay, and back again to the visceral surface. As we mentioned, this is again the per area, which is part from the diaphragmatic, but for visceral area you see that the visceral area is covered completely by peritoneum, but there is exception for that. Look at this. So the fossa for gallbladder is not covered by peritoneum. This groove for inferior vena cava also not covered by peritoneum, and this is this part, which is the called porta hepatis. This is the hilum of the liver, also not covered by peritoneum. Okay, now although, you know, just to keep in mind that the inferior vena cava is located like posteriorly, right, which is related mostly to the diaphragmatic surface of the liver. And guys, of course, if I would say if you need to watch more or know more about the fissures and impressions and other structures seen and exist at the visceral surface of the liver, please watch other video. I will make a separate video about the structures and impressions related to the visceral surface of the liver. Thank you, and hope you find value in it. Thank you.